Hey, what's up gang? Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Trust you guys are doing well. Hey guys, wanted to do a quick video for you guys talking about how to beat the summer heat. I know a lot of you guys on the 5K subscriber video, I asked you guys to leave comments down below about some of the topics you wanted more videos about, and overwhelmingly a lot of you guys wanted, of course, more mowing videos, but a lot of you wanted to know how to beat the heat with summer. So let me give you guys a couple practical ideas, a couple practical tips. I am not the authority, like I was saying on this one, but I've been doing lawn care now for 10 years. This will be my 10th summer, and you know what, frankly, going into the heat, it always kind of stinks, let's be honest. All right, anybody who says otherwise is faking themselves out. I don't care if you're up in Michigan and you're dealing with 90-degree days, or down south where, God bless you guys, you deal with 105-degree days, and real fields are like 105, 110. Man, I can't imagine even doing lawn care down there all summer long. I guess the benefit is you get to cut grass a little bit longer. That's what my Florida guys always tell me, but you know, up in Michigan we deal with 4.5, 5 months of just brutal garbage, snow, and just nasty weather conditions. A couple things I can give you guys some practical tips and ideas for. One was fluids, number two was scheduling, and then just a little bit of the mindset behind it all. I want to give you guys my thoughts about drinking a lot of water and fluid intake and some different ideas with that I've learned over the years. Number one, most people are actually extremely dehydrated before they even do anything in life. I mean just your regular average civilian, let alone somebody that does lawn care landscaping. Most people are walking around completely dehydrated. And here's a litmus test, here's something that I learned, is that if you don't have to go to the bathroom every half hour to hour, you're probably dehydrated. So if you drink a 20-ounce water or whatever, and you don't have to go to the bathroom within a half hour, you're probably dehydrated. Now let's also relate that to lawn care. Most of us, the rule of thumb is if you feel like you're already dehydrated, chances are you were dehydrated probably an hour or two before you even decided to go get some Gatorade, some water, and some drinks. A lot of you guys drink something like this. This is pretty popular. Guys, sometimes in the summer, you can drink a whole one of those and not even go to the bathroom the whole day because you're just sweating it out. Another point I wanted to make with drinking fluids was if you're a Coke and Pepsi or a Pop and a Mountain Dew guy, I love my Mountain Dew, I'll be the first to admit, but you gotta kick that stuff out of your system over the summertime. You can't be drinking that stuff, sucking it down in July and August. You shouldn't be drinking that crap anyway. I'm not the authority because I need to break that habit, but if you're drinking sodas, man, I'm telling you what, there's nothing worse you could be putting in your body. It definitely is going to be slowing you down. Now let's transition from Cokes and Pepsis to Gatorade. Now if you're at Gatorades and Powerades, that's better, but let me give you guys just my opinion, and I don't want to start any fires here with people that work in those kind of industries, but if you guys know anything about Gatorade and Powerade, that stuff isn't good for you either, okay? Let's just be honest. The stuff that they used in like the 20s, 30s, and 40s when Gatorade was developed, the formula that they use today is not the same, guys. So stay away from the Gatorades and stay away from the Powerades, stay away from the energy drinks, because you're just getting loaded up on sugar and you're gonna crash, and that stuff is not gonna help you anymore with moving forward. I don't care what anybody says, that stuff with the high fructose corn syrup. Stay away from the Pops, stay away from the Gatorades. I'd rather you drink Gatorade than Pop, to be honest with you, but get over to water, get over to electrolytes, infused water. I know a lot of that stuff has sugar added to it as well. Me personally, actually I just picked one up. I like these body armors. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these. They do have sugar, they do have some carbs, but overall this is a much healthier alternative for you guys than drinking Gatorades with high fructose corn syrup, or of course soda like Mountain Dew, Cokes, and Pepsis. All right, I would always encourage you guys to drink a lot of water, and you know what, if you haven't drank any water in a half hour, it's probably a good time to drink more. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, if I keep drinking water, I'm going to have to take my rig to the gas station and lose time and productivity and water. Look, it's a lot better than you passing out on somebody's lawn or getting heat stress or heat sickness where you just feel ill. You just feel, I'm not sure how to even describe it. A lot of you guys can probably relate, where you just feel sluggish, man. You just feel like if you slow down or you stop moving and you get lightheaded, those are kind of the things that are some of those telltale signs that you're probably dealing with heat stress and definitely dehydration. Some of you guys, one of my employees, man, he's got that gene where he just sweats. He could look at somebody running and he starts sweating. You know what? he's got to drink twice as much water. All right, so that was my rant about fluids. Let's talk about scheduling. I can give you guys some practical tips with this one. Number one, I would evaluate starting earlier. I know this is a kind of a no-brainer for you, but I know a lot of you guys, because you're self-employed, you think it's okay to start at 8, 8:30, 9 a.m. And you know what? I'm totally cool with that. You're self-employed, you can do whatever you want to do. But there is nothing wrong with starting at 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. Now, of course, if you have residential properties, you can't start too early because you're gonna piss some people off with starting in the homeowners associations and stuff like that. So you want to be cognizant of that. 7:30 is usually the earliest I'll ever start in a subdivision. But if you guys have some commercial properties, man, get out there at 6 in the morning, get out there at 7 in the morning. Most of the time, people have no problem with that. The rest of the world's sleeping in, the rest of the world is lazy, and they're not even getting up till 7 or 7:30 in the morning. So go cut your McDonald's commercial properties, go cut those strip malls. Most people aren't even there yet, and nobody's gonna give a crap. And quite honestly, in the summertime, people are extremely understanding. When you have 7 days in a row where it's like 98-degree real feels, most people are pretty cognizant and they're relaxed enough to understand, and they're thankful enough to have a lawn care guy doing the lawn where they don't mind if you come a day early or you come a day late because you had to beat the heat or you are getting smoked by the heat. You know, the biggest thing I can always give you guys as practical advice is make sure you communicate with your customers if you are going to be late. Hey, it's 95 degrees today, we're a little sluggish, we're going to be coming tomorrow. You know what? 99 out of 100 customers will say, hey, no big deal. By the way, the one that's not understanding, if they're not understanding, you don't have time for that. Cancel them. I'm being honest with you guys. It's a real business. It takes effort. You know, and if people can't understand that, oh, I hired a service and I demand that you be here without really dealing with the repercussions of heat and rain delays and other factors that we just can't control, then you don't need those people frustrating you, and you know, you don't just drop them as a customer, okay? Another practical piece of advice I can give you guys is maybe split up the day a little bit. If you guys are starting from 7 a.m., maybe only work till 2 p.m. and then think about going back out about 6 or 7 o'clock, maybe till about 9 o'clock at night. There's nothing wrong with doing a half a day and then slowing down, taking a nap or something like that, catching up on some things, and missing the hottest part of the day. There's many times where I'll be doing work from 7 a.m. till 2. Me and my guys will break it up. I'll send them home, and then I'll go back out from 7 to 9 and go knock out 4 or 5 properties and just beat the heat, man. Beat the intensive part of the day. Another tip I can give you guys is, I don't care how cool for school you are, make sure you guys wear sunscreen, man. Lather that stuff up 2 or 3 times a day. It only lasts for like 2.5, 2 or 3 hours. When you sweat, you're going to be wiping your arms off, and that stuff is going to get off of you really quick. So make sure you reapply 2 or 3 times a day. Another piece of advice I can give with you guys for your schedules are utilize the weekends a little bit. You know, I just did that myself here on Friday. Yesterday, both of my guys were up north, so I didn't have any help. We got all of our work done Monday through Wednesday. I was grinding it out on my own Thursday and Friday. And Friday, you know, I had about 20 lawns to do. So I did 16 of them on one side of town, and I had 4 left on another little part of town that, you know, I just off the highway at a different exit. Well, I was already just dead, guys. I mean, it was 90, like 1 degrees, the real feel with the humidity. It just sucked. So you know what I did? It was about 3 o'clock. I just didn't care. I just wanted to throw it in. I mailed it in. I just said, I'll knock out the other 4 tomorrow. Well, I knew the weather tomorrow, which is today, Saturday. The real feel right now is 71 degrees as I look at my temperature gauge. Yesterday, it was 91. That's just Michigan for you. It can be 20 plus or minus degrees in a swing. It could freaking snow for all I know, right? All my Michigan people are laughing. But I knew that the Saturday, the next day, the humidity in the real feel in the morning was like 65 degrees and like 37% humidity. You can't beat conditions like that. So I just said, why waste my energy? Why go fatigue myself? Why tax myself? I'm just gonna cancel. I'm just gonna cut the day off. I'm gonna go utilize Saturday morning for 2 hours. I didn't have anything going on, no mulch jobs, no landscaping work. So I just kind of broke it up a little bit. You guys might be able to do the exact same thing. Another quick tip I can give you guys is maybe think about hiring somebody. One thing I would give you guys some encouragement on is making money is cool, but you know, sometimes it's okay to just lose a little bit of money, man. Just invest in somebody, just lose a little bit of profitability, hire some help, and save yourself, man. I mean, sometimes you just got to beat the heat. I'm a big guy where I will hire some high school kids, some college kids, perfect timing. They're all out of school for 2 months. Utilize those guys big time, man. You can get them on the cheap, and I don't want to be disrespectful, but you can pay these guys $8, $9, $10 an hour, and that's millions of dollars to a college kid. And you know what? You guys can then shave your 8-hour day into 5.5 hours and get done at 1 or 2 every day. You know what? It might be worth $200 a week to save yourself from being out there till 5 and 6 o'clock at night. So guys, those are just some practical tips as I wrap this one up. Fluids, make sure you're doing water. Side note, make sure you guys are eating healthy. Don't be eating Taco Bell. Don't be eating fast food, guys. Clean up your diet big time if you can in the summer. I know I'm one of those guys where I love my Taco Bell. I like a slice of gas station pizza from time to time, but I try to minimize that stuff, especially in July and August. And then the other point I had was breaking it up with scheduling. Maybe try to get done earlier by starting earlier. Maybe utilize the weekends a little bit more. Hire some help. Those are just some practical ideas I can give you guys. But the last thing I kind of wanted to wrap up with, some of you guys may like it, some of you guys may not, is that honestly, the heat is part of the business, man, and you just have to grind it out. Sometimes it sucks, and you know what, you just work through it. Sometimes you just have to do one foot in front of the other, as I say, and just keep moving on. You know what, the heat only lasts for about 6 weeks for most of us, maybe 8 weeks if you're down south. It comes, it goes, you know what I mean? Just keep thinking those cool thoughts of, hey, September's coming, or just remember, hey, winter's coming and we'll change it up. You know, I always remember in the winter, I'm always praying that I wish I had the heat, and in the summer, I'm always praying I wish I had winter. You know what, that's just the nature of lawn care and landscaping. You know, one thing I would give you guys some encouragement is that sometimes you just have to man up. Sometimes you just have to grind it out, and I think a lot of guys that are veterans know that. You know, most people, like I always talk about, did not grow up in this generation of just sticking it out and being tough. And you know what, with lawn care and landscaping, spoiler alert, there are some months that suck because it's so hot. Other months it sucks because there's so much rain and you just can't catch up. It's just the nature of the business. So all that being said, hopefully those are some practical tips and advice for you guys. I was curious for darn sure, what are some practical advice or tips that you guys have? Leave them in the comments down below. Even as a 10-year vet doing lawn care landscaping, I'm learning things every single day. What are some things that you guys practically do? Do you guys have different things you can do with your scheduling to break it up? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Definitely hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. Maybe share it with somebody in the industry, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. All right, guys, we'll catch up with you soon.